that wouldn't normally be seen, like, say, in any of my indie matches because, just of the, the over-the-top characters and the presentation and, like, the different kind of storytelling in that realm, which I have so much fun with, wouldn't necessarily work, say, for example, like in an indie show. So, I don't know if I could, pinpoint 3 matches, but, the matches that I'm definitely proud of would obviously be like my Bloodsport matches. So, I had my first one with Janai Kai, and then, the second one I did with Sita Zhang, and they were both like super, like, just important to me in terms of just, figuring out, who I am, in the ring, and then also, how I work with, different styles, and like just, I loved them both for just being how like hard hitting they were, and I just love feeling that, that intensity of like, someone just wailing on me and like, me firing up as a result of that. So, I really hope that came across in those matches. And then, and then I guess just like, my sort of any of my recent like my WoW matches, they were like really fun in that I was able to just exercise a different part of like just my storytelling, I guess, and like my character work in that sense. Like I hate using that word, but it was it's just like it was a really good learning experience in working with just different kinds of athletes and working with like a different way of telling a story. So definitely very proud of my work there. And I was also I'm predominantly a tag team wrestler in WoW as well. So that comes with its own challenges and its own fun things as well. So yeah, they're 2 very different things. I would say you couldn't get any more opposite. Like on one hand you have Bloodsport, on the other hand you have WoW Women of Wrestling. But like that's me to a T, to be honest. Like I cover all the extremes.
That's not a bad thing. I mean, you're all over the place, and you're layered is the best way to say it. I guess I should say.
My what? Sorry.
You're layered, which is not a bad thing.
Oh yes, like a blooming onion.
There you go. You brought it up, so I want to go into some Australian stereotypes, I should say. Is there an Outback in Australia, like the restaurant?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so because I don't think that Australia would allow it, first off.
And can I just say that anything that you might find on an Outback menu, it's not, I think they actually like, this like tagline is like Australian, it's like an Australian themed restaurant, but there's not actually any Australian food in there. Like it's just all just standard like American fare food, like, which is, I love it. I love going to Outback because I think it's like tasty as hell, but it's definitely not like quote unquote Australian food by any stretch of the word. And not to my knowledge, I don't think there's any Outback steakhouses in Australia. I could be wrong, but when I was growing up, there definitely was not.
I imagine there's not. I was just making sure there wasn't. What foods from Australia do you miss being in America?
Meat pies, for sure. Probably just meat pies, to be honest. And just like the coffee in Australia. Also meat pie is kind of like a pastry dish, but it has like a savory, like gravy, minced meat kind of filling. And it has like a pastry top. So, and they usually come in like little sort of like, individual size, like, what do you call them? Containers, but not containers, like,
almost, it's like a pastry, but almost like a fried pie, like, but not, instead of fruit, it's meat?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you would usually have it like, with like, ketchup, which we call tomato sauce, you would have that on top of it, and it's phenomenal. And sometimes you can have it with like mashed peas on top or mashed potatoes, which is kind of like a shepherd's pie, but it's not. It's like very similar. But yeah, so that would probably be the thing that I miss the most. And the coffee in Australia is like phenomenal. I miss the coffee there. And
what is different with the coffee there?
I think just like the quality of the beans or something is just like the way that they roast them, or maybe it's like the quality of the milk. I'm not exactly sure how to pinpoint like what the difference is, but like you don't have, like if you go into a coffee shop and you just ask for a coffee, it's not like here where you just get like a brewed coffee kind of thing, you know, which is fine, you know, I like that too. But in Australia, it's like no one's gonna know what to give you if you just ask for a coffee. Like they'll be like, do you want a flat white? Do you want a latte? Do you want a cappuccino? Do you want a macchiato? Do you want a piccolo? Do you want like a long black? So, you know, there's options, and it's not just like, you know, a pot of coffee that's been sitting there and then they just serve it to you. It's like, I guess more crafted coffees, but, all the serving, sizes are all a lot smaller. So I feel like the concentration of the coffee is a lot richer as well. So maybe that has to do with it as well. I'm not entirely sure. I wish I could give you more of like a scientific breakdown, but
that's fine. I'll do the research on my own to see what the difference is with Australian coffee, because now I'm very interested. I've never heard someone praise the coffee of Australia.
Maybe I'm just being like biased. I don't know. I could be very just like off the mark and just biased. So don't quote me on any of that. But yeah, maybe go do your research or just fly to Australia and see for yourself.
Easy. It's as easy as buying a ticket. That's a day later I'm there, and then it'll be a completely different situation.
Yeah.
All right, I have a segment on the show. I call it the 5 count, where I ask 5 questions and then you just answer as quick as possible. You ready?
Okay, I'm kind of nervous.
What is your favorite cheat meal?
My favorite cheat meal is ramen.
Oh, okay.
Any kind of ramen, yeah.
Nice. If you owned a liquor company, brewery, winery, or coffee shop, which one would it be, and what would the name be?
I mean, I feel like we've spent the last 55 minutes talking about coffee, so it would have to be a coffee shop. And the name of it, gosh, okay, I mean, I'm going to have to come back to that one because, you know, being someone that, like, has worked in, like, branding agencies and spent, like, 2 weeks coming up with, like, 3-letter, like, taglines for brands, coming up with something on the fly like that it's too anxiety, like, riddle to me, so I'm going to come back to that one.
You can, let me know after the fact, and I'll put it in the intros and in the show notes, and then it'll be good.
Okay.
Favorite band when you were a kid versus now?
Favorite band when I was a kid was Ben Folds 5. Right. Favorite band now, The Bronx.
The Bronx?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard them. I have to check them out then.
It's fantastic. The 2 walkout songs I've ever had for my indie shows are both Bronx songs. So yes.
Okay.
Recommend to check them out for sure.
Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? I'm gonna have to say, it's very cliche, but I'm gonna have to say my dad inspires me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
That's not a bad thing. No.
Yeah.
What would you tell your 17-year-old self?
What would I tell my 17-year-old self? I would tell my 17-year-old self that it's okay to be different and unique and quote unquote weird. It'll pay off in the end.
I love that because I think, you know, especially at that age, you are so wrapped up in what everybody else is thinking of you that you don't, not saying that you don't, but there's a lot of kids out there, you know, a lot of us went through it as well, that,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be told, hey, it's great being weird and different because that makes you unique and you're not the same as everybody else. So I love that you are also telling your 17-year-old self that.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely my answer there.
Now, if people wanted to find out more about you, follow you online, watch your matches, how can they do all the things?
Just, I guess I'm not entirely like active on social media that much, which is kind of funny considering like that's what I do for a job is social media. But you can just find me on Instagram at Hey Karen Tran, or Twitter, which I'm not very active on, but I'm there as well. But also my website, if you want to see some of my professional work, is heykarentran.com.
There we go. Karen, thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, and just continue to allow your creativity to drive your world, and I think you're going to be okay.
Thank you so much for having me on. It was a blast.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Karen for being on the show. Again, if you liked what you heard, definitely go check her out on social media, and also make sure to catch her on WOW, Women of Wrestling. So definitely do all that. Also make sure, again, to sign up for our newsletter. It is free. You get it twice a week. You get to learn even more about our guests and what is happening on your favorite podcast, all about beer, coffee, booze, and bruisers. So also definitely go to our social medias as well. Follow us. It is such a fun little follow. We are at Brewsers Pod. That is BREWSCRSPOD. That is on the Instagram, the Threads, and also the Twitter. If you want to send us an email, it is brewserspod@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on Reddit, go follow us. Facebook, we're on there. YouTube, we're on there. We're on all the things. So definitely go check out Brewsers Pod wherever you consume your media. So also, if you want to follow me personally, it is Rody John. That is RODIEJON. Rody John is the name on the Twitter and the Untapped. So that way you can find out what I'm drinking, and maybe we can have a beer together sometime. And if you want to follow me on the Instagram, it is official Rody John. That one and the Threads, same one. But if you want to send me an email, it is rodyjohn@gmail.com. So until next time, make sure to go out and enjoy life, drink local, and cheers.